Welcome to 600 Seconds. I'm your host, Darren Hummel, and today we'll be interviewing a once-in-a-lifetime interviewer with a once-in-a-lifetime lyricist and songwriter, Tom Hummel. Lyricist, songwriter, full-blooded Norwegian wife. Here at the house today, we are celebrating 25th anniversary of the birth of the two greatest songs ever written by Tom Hummel. The only two that were ever written by Tom Hummel. On this episode, both songs and an interview with the songwriter himself and why these songs came about 25 years ago. Join us for 600 Seconds.
Tusen takk, rock. Tusen takk, food is so vasa good.
Lavas and kagas we'll see on the way.
And then we'll talk about the weather all day. Tusen takk, rock. Go eat a lot, then say talk for mod.
Let's watch the Yule log, come on, don't refuse.
You're guaranteed to snooze. Tusen takk time is the right time to drink that coffee up. Tusen takk time, it's a swell time to get together and be massa cups. Tusen takk, rock. Go shake a leg, then say oof on egg. Get out your camera and don't you dare mock. That's the Tusen takk rock. Tusen takk, rock. Go eat a lot, then say talk for mod.
Let's watch the Yule log, come on, don't refuse.
You're guaranteed to snooze. Tusen takk time is the right time to drink that coffee up. Tusen takk time, it's a swell time to get together and be massa cup. Tusen takk, rock. Go shake a leg and say oof on egg. Get out your camera and don't you dare mock. That's the Tusen takk, that's the Tusen takk, that's the Tusen takk rock. Soon we will eat lutefisk, krumakaga, julekaga, and the rumagret too. In the air is the smell of sambola. There's no laughing, only gasping, and in all eyes a tear. For there's just one thing all square heads fear. Lutefisk, it's Christmas time for Norwegian. Hard as brick, makes you sick. Soon we will eat lutefisk, krumakaga, julekaga, and the rumagret too. In the air is the smell of sambola. There's no laughing, only gasping, and in all eyes a tear. For there's just one thing all square heads fear. Lutefisk, it's Christmas time for Norwegians. Hard as brick, makes you sick. Soon we will eat lutefisk.
Tom, it's a pleasure. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and see me and do this interview. I know a lot of people have been anticipating the return of Tom Hummel, and I know that this interview is going to help a lot with the family and friends, but also bringing Norwegians together as a whole community.
Yes.
Yes. Let's get right to it. Tusen takk, rock. Why?
I get asked that question all the time. And it really comes down to this. It goes back to the 80s. Newly married. By the way, have you seen my wife? I mean, drop dead gorgeous. Full-blooded Norwegian. You seem uncomfortable with the question. Have you seen her? Anyway, we go over on this magical trip to Norway, and I get to meet the relatives and see the scenes. This gorgeous country, wonderful culture, but I find there's no songs. I just know good songs about the Norwegian culture. I found that there was virtually no humor in the Norwegian culture. I thought if I could get a song that brings the culture and rallies the country and also injects some humor, it's a double victory.
So, Tusen talk food is so Vasa good. What does that even mean?
It doesn't make any sense. But I found this word Vasa good, and it's such a cool sounding word. Vasa good. People said it seemingly for any and every reason. I think it means you're welcome. It's always said after eating, so it might mean that was yummy. But I think it just means, that was good.
Yes, I hear the similarity. I could see that. And then we'll talk about the weather all day. Now, why the obscure reference to the weather?
And all the conversations seem to always come back and revolve around the weather with the Norwegians. I think it goes back to post-World War II era. After the Germans left the country, there was lots to talk about. The mess that the Germans had made. What did they think about Frankfurters? Whose homes had been destroyed? Did Hitler enjoy the view of the fjords? But most of it was rather unpleasant talk, and they just wanted to forget about it, I believe, so that they reverted to the weather, which, by the way, is extremely cold and nasty about 10.5 months out of the year. I think they'd have done much better to pick a different subject, like maybe ski jumping, or how bad lutefisk tastes.
Lutefisk. Let's talk about that. Is it really that bad?
In a word, yes. You talk with Norwegians and you ask them, have you ever had lutefisk? And you get one of two answers. Yes, I had it once, or no, I've been warned to stay far, far away. I actually found one recipe that called for soaking a dry fish for a month in 2 cups of wolf urine. Now, it really is that bad.
I can taste it now. Now, I couldn't help but notice that you used the term squareheads to define Norwegians. Now, wouldn't they think that's a bit insulting?
No doubt offensive to some. Just to be clear, I did not make up squareheads. That's their terminology for themselves, so you can't pin that one on me, all right? Some Norwegians actually do have square heads. In fact, I found this picture of Lisa's brother Paul, and at first glance you'd think to yourself, dang, his head looks square. So I got out a ruler, right? And I measured the face. Incredibly, his head is exactly as wide as it is high.
Now, what do you find is the reaction to the songs from these Norwegians? Do they love it? Do they hate it? How do they feel about it?
It seems to be polarized. Most think this is the stupidest thing that I have ever heard, and they're quite angry that they've wasted 9 or 10 minutes of their lives listening to this. But there is a minority that sees the potential, the nationalistic horsepower that's embodied in these songs, and they want to make one of them, either one, the national anthem of Norway. So my motivation for writing the songs is much simpler. I want this to be my way to express to all Norwegians, including my very gorgeous wife, to have a Merry Christmas, or as they would say, God Jul.
God Jule.
Good Jul.
Good Jule.
Yeah.
Good Jule.
Yeah. Good Jul. I used to say God Jul.
God's Jule.
It's Good Jul.
God Jule.
God Jul.
That's the proper term. God Jule.
God Jul.
Oh, God Jule.
God Jul too.
God Jule too?
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Nice.